Hamas is the ones responsible for the killing of Palestinian children. Also,
bro. Who's killing them? Who's killing them? Who's killing them? Who's killing the children? Who's doing it, Dersh? I love that. Once again, it's just like it's the classic propaganda. It's like, oh, we had no other option but to kill these children. You know what I mean? Hamas keeps putting the children in the way of our bullets. It's like, bro, you're shooting them. Like, what do you mean? You're bombing them.
Sitch, this is so insane.
Isn't it insane? Yeah.
He's making excuses for people who are using children as human shields.
Yeah.
Look, he's not even denying that they're being used as human shields.
Yep.
Nobody out here is saying it's cool to decapitate babies, okay? Like, that's kind of half of the argument against Israel is literally this, okay? Like, well, what are you doing? Are you saying that Israel is engaging in the most humane way of executing babies versus Hamas engaged in a non-humane, barbaric way of executing babies? Is so fucking dumb. No.
Well, no. You're saying that there's a huge difference between we're attacking people that attacked us directly, and that causes collateral damage, which I'm not saying that gives them, total impunity to just do whatever. But that's, you have to admit, and maybe he wouldn't because he's being dishonest or cognitive dissonance this moment. That's very different than the collateral damage of going after people that literally killed and raped your citizens to, oh, we sent soldiers to literally kill and rape your citizens. That was the intention.
Yeah, it's night and day. It's so easy to distinguish, but it's like I'm saying, it's cognitive dissonance because they seem incapable of even recognizing this.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the baby killing to stop, okay? That's kind of the point. Except the difference is we know that Republicans have never given a shit about baby executions. Let's be fucking really real. Let's be for fucking real, okay?
But you cannot simply...
Yeah, there you go, babe. I don't know what that had to do with anything. I don't know why he brought up Republicans want to kill babies, but okay.
Generally, it's the Republicans that are calling lefties baby killers.
Yeah,
so
I'm very confused.
What exactly is he talking about here? Yeah.
We look at this particular moment without...
Republicans be like, is really fucked up how babies die when they should actually be forcibly carried to term so they can live a life of like poverty and fucking awful monstrous conditions that we subject to them, so that inevitably if they make it to 18 they can become soldiers and go fucking die somewhere, so that a Raytheon executive can talk about how their quarterly returns are better. That's what we need to do with our babies, okay?
How many puppies died in that straw man, Sitch? I mean, I feel like it was just like a whole litter.
I think an entire breed of puppies ceased to exist at that
That was awful.
Yeah.
Fucking sick.
At the larger backdrop of an ugly occupation and the ugly attacks chronically against Palestinians.
Those are not your words. Largely right. Israel and the United States are primarily responsible for this.
100%. It's true. It's correct. It's correct. It's just these guys are hopped up on fucking nuclear levels of copium, I think, to be like, oh, well, how is this our fault? It's like, bitch, yes, it is. Okay. Yeah.
Look at that. That's
Bitch,
so
yes,
sad.
it is. Bitch, yes, it is. Bitch.
Look, imagine.
Bitch, yes, it is.
Just gunmen coming into a music festival.
Yep.
And mowing down 250 people. And the response from Hasan Piker is, you're on copium.
Yep.
That's crazy levels of sick, Sitch.
Yep.
You're on copium?
Well, it gets worse.
Copium?
He quotes, I don't know if it's in this video or the other video, he quotes the Twitter squirrel.
No way.
The Twitter squirrel has second thoughts and friends, insipidly disgusting take. We're like, well, why are they dancing next to a concentration camp? Like, they deserved it sort of mentality. Like as if they're like, as if like they're taunting the Palestinians by dancing next to a border fence or something.
Wow. Okay. Oh.
when Palestinian children were killed, but I explained why they were killed. Here is one of the leaders of Hamas. For the Palestinian people, death has become an industry. The elderly excel at this, and so do the children. This is why we have formed...
Who's killing them? Who's killing them? Who's killing them? Who's killing the children? Who's doing it, Dersh? I love that. Once again, it's just like it's the classic propaganda. It's like, oh, we had no other option but to kill these children. You know what I mean? Hamas keeps putting the children in the way of our bullets. It's like, bro, you're shooting them. Like, what do you mean? You're bombing them. Oh, it's a human shield. It's a human shield. It is such a disgusting thing to fucking keep repeating. But I guess if you repeat a lie long,
Look, Sitch, this is so insane.
Isn't it insane? Yeah.
He's making excuses for people who are using children as human shields.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is happening here?
Hasan Piker is making excuses for people that are using children as human shields.
Look, he's not even denying that they're being used as human shields.
Yep.
What?
I know.
This is insane. This is totally insane. The whole reason why they point out the fact that they're using people as human shields is because they're insane. They're totally immoral.
Yeah, I know.
That's evil. That's evil for people to do. He's like, oh yeah, well, you know, but you're shooting at them.
long enough, it becomes the truth, right?
Human shields of the women and the children. Hamas is the ones responsible for the killing of Palestinian children. Also,
Bro. If you are shooting someone, okay, if you are shooting someone, you can't turn around and be like, man, it's really...
They're not shooting innocent people. These guys are firing rockets. They're targeting militants. Does Hasan not understand that? It's not like a bunch of guys at a dance club picking up on girls, okay? They got rockets and are lobbing those rockets into Israel from a distance. They're retaliating and they're using people as human shields. I thought we were talking about the context here. He makes it sound like, oh no, they're innocent people that are grabbing human shields because the Israelis want to have a fun night out.
It's super fucking weird and disgusting the way he... Because like you can make an argument where you say, well, you could make an argument where you say, listen, you have a person who's a horrible murdering killer and they're hiding behind innocent people. And you shouldn't just shoot through the innocent people to kill the murderer. Like you can definitely make that argument. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that argument. I mean, it's very context dependent on what's going on exactly for that argument. But Hasan's not, he doesn't discuss it that way. He's discussing it the way that you're talking about, where he's just making it sound like, oh, well, there's just, innocent people walking around and then they're just, Israelis are just shooting through children just to get at them. Like that, the way he discusses this is very bizarre. So, yeah, I sent you a picture. I feel like it's kind of relevant to how Hasan interprets the situation. The famous meme picture.
Okay. Oh, look at this. I'll bring this right up for you, Sitch.
Yeah, I mean, this is Hamas, essentially. And Hasan's like, listen, you just got to let him do what he's going to do, I guess, right?
What does this mean?
So, did you bring it up?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is a famous comic book panel of a guy, a criminal who is basically taped babies to every part of his body. And he says, you can't shoot me, you can't tase me, you can't gas me, you can't even knock me down, now without something very fragile and very precious going squish.
Right.
And I mean, essentially, that's what Hamas is doing. And Hasan's just like, yeah, just,
good
just
strategy,
let him go, I
bro.
guess. Yeah, good strategy. And the thing is, if you know why they say you don't negotiate with terrorists? You know why that's like a thing?
Why is it a thing?
Because when you negotiate with terrorists, you're sending a signal, essentially, that the terrorist action works.
Yeah, the hostage is worth taking.
Yeah. And so part of the problem is, and I'm not saying this means that you should just go murder, people that are kidnapped or murder human shields. But if you just say like, hey, if you use a bunch of people's hostages as human shields, we're just going to let you go, which is essentially what Hasan is advocating for, then that's just going to increase the behavior. Why would it not?
That's a good point. Yeah.
By the way, this person in the comic they take him out. A guy from a skylight ends up hanging him, and they're able to save all the babies.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
So there you go.
It has a
Babies
happy ending. I like that.
The fictional babies are safe.
What comic is this from?
I've never read it. It's called Irredeemable.
Okay. I like the name.
It's a good name.
Fucked up how you made me shoot this baby, okay? And before people go, Hasan, isn't that what you're saying about Hamas?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you're saying about Hamas in this circumstance?
Yes.
The violent...
So it's funny. That's a good point. Why is it that he's making this claim about Israel, but yet when it comes to Hamas killing babies, Hamas killing innocent people, you still say it's Israel's fault? You're saying Israel's making them kill babies. You're saying Israel makes them, kill innocent civilians, right?
Yeah.
So, but let's see.
Israel makes them use human shields.
Right. So let's see what kind of weasel logic Hasan will employ to try to get around this. Okay.
You made me shoot this baby, okay? And before people go, Hasan, isn't that what you're saying about Hamas? Isn't that what you're saying about Hamas in this circumstance? The violent retaliation from people that have been locked in a fucking prison their whole goddamn lives is not the same as the most militarized state purposely enacting a policy of vengeance that has been ongoing, that has caused this violent retaliation to begin with. Okay.
So there you go. Listen, the Palestinian people have no agency or responsibility. Hamas has no agency or responsibility. But all of the Israeli citizens, not even the government, but the citizens themselves, when they're killed by Hamas, they all have responsibility and agency.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
They should not been have dancing so close to the wall, right? That's That's why they make that argument. Because they're the ones with agency.
Yeah.
People paragliding over the wall don't have any agency.
I don't think Hasan is anti-Semitic, but I'm going to call him anti-Semitic.
Well, I think he's probably anti-Semitic.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's anti-Semitic, but I'm going to call him anti-Semitic. And the reason is because he's constructed a worldview, essentially, where Israel is a bunch of Jews sitting around doing the stereotypical happy merchant holding their hands together going, "Muhahahaha, how can we destroy and fuck over the Palestinians today?" Like, that's what in like a dark
He believes in
room.
the Jewish question.
Right. Exactly. In like a dark room. That's what Hasan thinks the Israeli government is, essentially. And so therefore they're just all evil, and apparently, and they're just acting evilly for no reason. For no reason. Israel's just decided to be evil. But Hamas, they have some kind of rationale. The environment shaped them, but not the Israelis. The Israelis just decided to be evil. They're free agents. Okay, they have free will, but the Palestinians and Hamas, they have no free will, no agency.
Okay?
Yeah.
This is why the story is fucking insane, especially when there's a different way out of that.
So the Hamas has a term. It's called the CNN strategy. And the CNN strategy is induce Israel into killing Palestinian children.
I'm sorry, man. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's insane. Like he's saying it. Like he's openly saying it. Like we're inducing Israel into killing children so CNN can cover it is such a fucking psychotic thing. He's saying telegenically dead babies, but like in a longer way.
By using them as human shields. Then
that's literally what happens, though. I mean, Hasan is lying or so hopped up on copium if he doesn't think that Hamas and other terrorist organizations will do a tactic where they'll commit a horrific crime and then hide behind civilian targets, knowing that if the civilian targets are killed or hurt, that it will look really bad. That's like the most obvious fucking thing. Everyone knows is what they're doing.
That's exactly what's going on. That's why they use the human shields.
Right. And Hasan is pretending like that's some like wild claim. Fuck, like that was literally the strategy for leftist communist dipshits in colleges in the 60s and 70s when they were protesting. Was this strategy was to go and cause a bunch of like problems so that the police would beat them up and then they could get photographed, getting beat up by the police.
Right.
And Hasan's pretending like, oh, he doesn't think terrorists do this like basic bitch obvious tactic.
And parade the bodies out on CNN, and you'll see what happens. People like Cornel West will engage in crocodile tears, blame it on Israel, when the entire blame is on the Palestinians, Hamas, for using their children as human shields, and then using their children.
Like us blowing up the children, we're totally in the right here. Them putting the children in the way of our bombs, it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. Yeah, unless he believes that like Hamas has like some kind of mental control.
Look, his whole premise is just we should do nothing. We have to do nothing.
That's yeah.
We have to just take it.
Yeah.
I don't. It's so infuriating, Sitch.
Over IDF soldiers. I don't know what the fuck he means by this. This is such a rapist talking point, to be honest. Yeah.
Children as shields.
There you go. That's a rapist talking point, which is interesting because Hasan is literally providing cover for people that were actually raping in this situation.
Yeah.
And it's just so stupid because like, obviously, if you say, okay, the definition of insanity, one of the colloquial sayings is that doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Yeah.
Hasan, and there should be an addendum to that, is the definition of being an insane leftist scumbag is watching people do the same thing and expecting different results. Okay. Right. Why would you look at what Hamas did or is doing and think that they give a shit about the Palestinian people or actually constructing a better country or a better life for the people in Gaza? Because they obviously don't. Like anyone with a single brain cell of a single digit IQ knows, and Hamas knows this, okay? I don't believe they're so fucking stupid. I don't believe this, that they're so stupid that they didn't think that in response to this attack, if they were successful, that would be one of the most violent, horrific counter responses from Israel that they've ever seen. They know that's going to happen. They're not stupid. They know that's going to happen, right? So if you're in the leadership of Hamas and you actually gave a shit about your people, you'd say, listen, I don't want a bunch of innocent Palestinians to die. So instead of doing this, why don't we actually try to, I don't know, make life better for everyone where they live? What is that an option? Try to have basic infrastructure, try to have clean drinking water, try to create an economy so people can have jobs, try to, work with Israel so you can open up trade again. If you actually cared, that is. And I mean, that's the thing. They don't actually care about this. And this is why Hasan is such a piece of shit when he talks about this. The leadership of Hamas doesn't actually care about creating a better life for the Palestinian people. And that's why what you said is very true in the beginning of the stream. The Palestinian people in the Gaza are essentially, 2 million hostages for these psychopaths.
Yeah. They're superfluous to how Hamas maintains power. If they move closer to a democracy,
they lose
Hamas
power.
is going to lose power.
Yeah.
So obviously they don't want them to move towards democracy.
Right.
Yeah, these people are just hostages, human shields. It's so weird that I guess, obviously Hasan is just a dummy. Like these people don't matter to Hamas.
No.
He probably thinks Hamas cares about these people or is representing them.
He won't
or,
even,
I don't know, some weird shit.
Hasan's such a coward, he won't even denounce support for Hamas, Palestinian support for Hamas.
Really?
He says, I'm not Palestinian. It's not my place.
Really?
Yes. He says that. It's wild.
Yeah. Well,
Kachunk. What are you saying?
that definitely illuminates his read of the situation here.
Yep.
Hi, you just listened to a clip from the Sitch and Adams show. If you like what you heard, you can listen to our live show right here on this channel on Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And if you want, you can super chat us. We read $20 and up super chats on the show and then do a follow-up stream on the following Tuesday where we read the rest of the unread super chats and interact with fans of the show. Subscribe to this channel right here to listen to the live show or to listen to more of our awesome clips.